Well, here we are again, truth seekers. I welcome you back to the 113th episode of Life, Liberty, and Hines. It's supposed to be the 17th of April, but it's the 21st of April. A little under the weather or something. But here we are, 21st of April, 2025. The day after 420, just in case anybody really cared. But, like I said, episode 113, and, we might as well get right on to the show. They're fake news people. It's kind of like a topic here. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever. But they're fake news people. They're making a big deal about that space trip that those 6 females took. First of all, I could have swore for the last 6, 7, maybe like 12 or 13 years that these people that say female, 6 females, could have swore they had a hard time defining what a female was for all them years. But all of a sudden, they know what's going on again. I bet you it's only temporary. But anyway, Blue Origin, owned by that there nasty billionaire and stuff, he sent 6 females into outer space, they say. Well, there's a couple issues with that situation. Outer space, it's it's the opposite of the ocean. And these 6 females, they didn't even go into outer space. I don't think they went anywhere, but they never went into outer space. What happened is, the story they're telling is they went up like into the inner atmosphere or something. Whatever they're saying, these 6 females, they might have froze to death up there, like they told us about Lillian. It's written down here somewhere. The dog that went up in Sputnik, that circled the Earth, I believe it was 6 times. That dog, they say, froze to death. Could this here small spacecraft that Blue Origin built and sent them 6 females up in, could it have a better heating system in it than back there for poor, uh, I have it written down here, I'm telling you, Laika, Laika. There it is. It was, check this out. There's a book. I'll get back to the 6 females, but this is pretty important. There's a book called 2,000 Things to Know. Because I say it many times here. They lie all the time. Not just the government. No. The education system, that's even worse. So, and there's a lot of books out there that are fiction, and there's a lot of books out there that are non-fiction. And 2,000 Things to Know. They want you to think that all the events depicted in this book are truthful. Well, a friend of mine had found it in a grown-up kid's room. Kid grown up, moved out, and stuff like that. They found it in there. And he thought that it'd be smart if he let me debunk it. So I grabbed the book. I looked through history, American history. Yeah, we'll check that one out. So I went to it. And all the so-called facts were so vague that sort of had a hard time debunking a particular fact the way they were telling the story. But then it went to the space exploration chapter. And what they said, it's by 2,000 Things to Know by Schoolbook Center. Definitely filled with misinformation. And it said that they sent a man-made object up into space in Sputnik. Well, the man-made object called Leica was a dog. And I'm thinking, man didn't make no dog. A dog made a dog. And to tell you the truth, I'm not sure if the dog just froze to death. Because, we get back to the top of this here, these 6 females that went to space. They might have gotten this weird looking thing. I don't know how it's going to fly in space, but whatever. Getting this thing. And they might have went up a little ways, like where an airplane goes. But there's a reason airplanes don't go higher. The air gets thinner. And like I said, space travel, like everything else, it's got to be different. Different from what? Different from deep sea travel. You know? You can go so deep until the pressure starts to compress you. And you're out. Suffocation, dead. So, if you go into outer space and it's just the opposite,
So
you know what you're going to do? You're going to swell and explode. Is that what actually happened to Leica? Or they didn't send the dog up high enough? And it did freeze to death. They lie about everything. Maybe we'll eventually know the truth. Could have froze to death. We don't know. But it wasn't a man-made object. But those 6 females come back in that pristine looking spacecraft. I don't know. There were quite a few alleged spacecraft travels into outer space. And every time they came back, they were all burned up looking and stuff. And they even told us a couple times that they blew up because of those panels didn't work right. If they were ever up there, then it really didn't matter. Because didn't need those panels. Lots of things to be thinking about. But I gotta get moving on. Because these space travel talks is just out of this world. Here we go. Well, I was speaking of school books, and they want you stupid. They want you broke, and they want you stupid. And they got us pretty good on both of them. I think we're like 24th in the world for stupidness, we'll say. We should be all the way up like 1, 2, 1, like first. But when you got this printing company by the name of Maxwell Macmillan Publishing, and it's actually pretty hard to find the trail, but it's out there yet. The founder was Ian, and Robert Maxwell, a politician, publisher. He done drowned in 1991 in a yacht incident, and then he was buried in Jerusalem. But this Robert Maxwell is Ghislaine Maxwell's father. So this Ghislaine Maxwell, we know that she's been involved in some really bad activities with Epstein, you know? So now, did she learn that on her own? Or is it passed down through generations? And if our books are filled with misinformation, or school books, or textbooks, the ones you kids read, the ones that I read, I think they're starting to lie more and more through the generations. And it has a new name. It's not Maxwell. It's just the Macmillan Publishing now, I believe, something like that. And but if she's that evil, and it was passed down to her, her dad, a publisher, makes textbooks. It's all starting to fit together. Global elite, they have been infiltrated into everything for quite a while. Over 100 years. It's millions, tens of millions of individuals involved in the, I guess we could call it New World Order. But the way it's looking, it's way worse than what we thought the New World Order was. But anyway, uh, after multiple business mergers trying to distance itself from Maxwell, Macmillan closed in 1994. Only 3 years after the founding. The whole company closed, and it was under a different name. In the 90s, they must have been starting to get bad rap. Anyway, it's when the internet came out, ain't it? Huh. They let us have the internet. We shared a lot of information, just like right now, sharing information. I'm pretty sure the left don't like this show. Time's confusing. Anyway, General Michael T. Flynn appears to be getting fed up with the Bondi, Cash, Gabbard, and Hegseth do nothing crew. I've seen him post a couple different comments over the weekend. Need to start to be arrests, something like that. Yeah. General Michael T. Flynn, he was royally screwed over by the corrupt government. They bankrupted him into a plea deal. And I'm pretty sure I talked about plea deals here on this show already a couple times. And plea deals are for people that didn't commit crimes, but are basically hogtied and need to admit to something, or the punishment will be worse down the road. That's what our justice system is. It's totally unfair. People should check into how unfair it is. I'm pretty sure you look into it, there's somebody down the road, pretty close, that's been through it. Anyway, New York Attorney General Letitia James declares Virginia home for her principal residence, and it sort of looked like she's out of jurisdiction when she was filing fraudulent charges on Trump, you know? And while New York Attorney General Letitia James is in the news, she has been referred to the DOJ for prosecution for mortgage fraud. So not only is she committing some kind of out of jurisdiction law, she's also mortgage fraud, trying to cheat the system. She's making all kinds of money, hand over fist underneath the table somewhere. And she's still trying to cheat on her mortgage. They just never stop trying to cheat. Everywhere, every angle. But speaking of referred to the DOJ for prosecution, I just wrote something down over here recently, earlier. Andrew Cuomo is also referred to the DOJ for lying under oath during pandemic era investigations. Oh, now this is big news because COVID isn't over. I mean, the China virus is over, but COVID in the courts, that ain't over. These people, like, we'll just say Fauci, and there's tens of thousands of people, all the doctors that gave the vaccine are part of this. All the nurses that gave the vaccine are part of this. All the volunteer people that travel to third world countries to save the world to vaccinate are all responsible. The pandemic era investigation. Andrew Cuomo knew what was going on because he ended up lying under oath about it. So, all these people that went to all these colleges and universities to be doctors and nurses and stuff, they know better. And they just willfully went out there and injected poison into people. I believe not all doctors did this. And I believe these doctors are saving these vaccines because when the truth comes out and they're going to be held accountable for injecting poison, these doctors that gave placebos are going to pull their original vaccines and say, see, I didn't give them. Here they are. They didn't all give them, but a lot of them injected poison into us Americans. And this here Andrew Cuomo, degenerate scumbag, lying under oath about COVID. It ain't over. Millions of people worldwide dead because of that vaccine. Not because of COVID / China. The heads of Social Security and IRS resign after Doge finds $5 trillion in untraceable payments. Ah, there it is. I was talking to somebody about that today. He was saying $150 trillion in a secret account somewhere. And I knew there was something about $5 trillion. And there you go. But anyway, let's cover that quick. Did anybody out there hear anything about $150 trillion being found in a secret account? I seen the video, some guy talking about it, and now Trump has access to it. Something about a court case, a United States Supreme Court case in 2024 that opened up this secret account that's been collecting interest for like a long time. Has 150 trillion. Trump has access to it. So does Guy Sec. Does anybody out there Know about that video I see? I don't think he even gave his name. I might have to check in on that a little bit. Anyway, heads of IRS and Social Security resigned. Isn't that wonderful? It was just tax season. Hope everybody had a wonderful, and hopefully it was our last tax season. Something about this 150 trillion could like reverse it all. Tariffs could reverse it all. We should have an external tax service, not an internal. I mean, free trade is free trade. Like, why would you charge 20% when somebody else can charge 20%? Not per item, per gross product. Say you sell $1 million worth of stuff to somebody and they sell you $10 million worth. There's going to be a different tax rate on it, you know? It's automatic. But it's pretty funny. The heads of Social Security and IRS be resigning and stuff. Resign or go to Gitmo. Fitness guru Doug Brignall dies suddenly. That's sad. But in 2021, he was out there promoting a vaccine. So, did karma get him? I was just talking about the vaccine and millions of people. Shouldn't be out there promoting that thing. Um, did you all know Michelle Obama um, has a podcast? Well, I don't think too many do because it's doing miserably well. Just wanted to let you know. Michael Obama has a podcast and it's doing miserably well. Not saying you should go check it out or anything. I'm not. I'm just waiting for the next message where they say Michael Obama's podcast is terminated. Anyway, we gotta keep moving. I seen something. I'm hoping it's true, but because there's so much stuff out there, you don't know what to believe. But is fluoride officially classified as a neurotoxin in the World Medical Journal? Fine. So I seen it. It was like a headline, but it didn't come with a story. That's why I'm questioning it. But it sounds like something that should be done. Should have been done a long time ago. And if it has been done, when are they going to have to pull all the toothpaste and mouthwashes like immediately? Because the sooner you stop putting something in your mouth that's designed to make your brain waves not work, the better. They knew it for a long time. Maybe they knew it before they even put it in there. Because they want you broke and they want you stupid. There's something about those seen a big thing. I mean, it was in USA Today, so you can't really believe everything. But there was a big thing about the lead from battery warehouses, reclaiming places in the inner cities, and how downwind the people were slower, we'll say. And the FDA knows that fluoride is a neurotoxin, and they allow it to be in our products we put in our body and say it's good for us, good for your teeth. It's terrible. Check this out. Seen another article. Idaho is trying to pass a law, make a law that makes ivermectin an over-the-counter drug, like Tylenol, because it's what needs to be done. Something that's better for you than big pharma's over-the-counter. The best thing is natural remedy. But in some instances, it's the ailment is a little stronger than what natural remedies might be able to do. And things like ivermectin are supposedly pretty good. Seen a couple people there on the interwebs about taking ivermectin. There's a couple guys out there, a couple females out there taking ivermectin. Yep. Horse medicine, ivermectin. And then I went out there to Tractor Supply the other day, and it almost looked like they deliberately didn't want to sell it because there wasn't any on the shelf. I heard something about that. Then I went out and seen it. But we got to keep moving. I'm gonna have to check over the TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. It is real. I have a personal experience from this past weekend, but I have a couple pieces of news, and we might get back to it. Did you see the Pope died this morning? And Vance just visited him yesterday. That's crazy. Vance was one of the last people to see the good old Pope Francis alive. Huh. That's crazy. What if he feels weird? But anyway, so we hear Vance is going to visit the leader of India today, Indian Prime Minister Modi, Modi, Modi. But anyway, Vance visits Pope and he dies. Vance visits Modi. We have to wait until tomorrow to know what happens. Just saying. That one already talked about. Andrew Cuomo referred to the DOJ. That's just good stuff. It's worth telling a second time. For lying under oath during the pandemic. Deliberately lying. Want to know why? Because he facilitated. You know what? He colluded with Fauci. No? Anyway, gotta keep moving. Oh, local news. Check this out. The neighboring county to my county, Carbon County, there's like a whole bunch of wildfires going on over there. And recent wildfires that took over big areas seem to have been made by direct energy weapons. And this here fire over in Carbon County, it's pretty big. A couple 100 acres, zero containment as of yesterday, and it's I don't know. We're just gonna have to check it out and see if anything with blue roof survives. That's what we gotta do. And then last thing, Netanyahu, I see, just might end up ignoring Trump's recommendation on leaving Iran alone. And if he does, there could be some. They're saying there could be World War III, but um, I think Trump has one more of those mother of all bombs things. Yeah, I think he has one more. And if Netanyahu does some stupid crap and tries to bomb Iran and their nuclear facilities, I don't know. We might not hear that guy no more. Just saying. Been a busy week, and see, I gotta be back here in a couple days. So, have a good couple days.